Hey everybody, welcome back to the Super Smash Show. I'm joined by a full table today. Today we got player
God.
4.
How'd I get here?
Where am I?
You capitalized the S's.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's
Is that a problem?
That looks
That's
wrong.
just that's
It helps
wrong.
people know. All right, we got player 4, we got Sohn, we got Hangman.
Who
All right.
put on my hat?
What?
Why isn't it lined up?
What's the problem with your hat?
I didn't dress myself today.
Who did?
Mom, I don't know what to wear. Help.
Not me.
Help me pick out my hat.
Damn, I didn't get the funeral memo.
Oh,
I see.
whatever.
Oh,
I'm wearing
yeah.
blue.
No, it's black. It's black. It's for the death of Kofi.
I got like green or something. I don't know.
It's for the death of Kofi. After what left
Kofi
me,
did
You
die.
don't got green.
Leffen definitely did him dirty.
yeah.
That's true.
It'll be in every montage for
It's
G6.
a rough time.
G7.
It was even in the end credits.
G7. We're just gonna watch Kofi get messed up.
I want the
Back
rematch.
again.
We get the run back. Kofi.
He ain't getting a run back.
That'd be wild.
So if you haven't guessed, today we're going to be talking about Genesis. Big event this weekend. It
was all right.
It was all right. Some of you guys even went.
It was this weekend.
Yeah, it was this past weekend, yeah.
Oh man.
We spent most of the time playing Monopoly.
Yeah.
Who won?
Me.
Me.
Wait a second.
Probably more than one game.
No, there was only 2.
There was 2.
That's-
I won and then Kofi won.
I
Who's
won.
greater than one?
I won, and then Kofi won. Black History Month in power.
It's just,
There's a... Never mind. So, all
Speak the truth.
right. So you two went to Genesis. You did not.
no.
Okay. So what
Proud
do you guys think?
So the tournament is actually really enjoyable. There was a lot of good aspects of it. It had its errors, which we could talk about at some point, but just to put some shine on the parts that were good. Water was free and was everywhere in the venue
That's really good.
for the first hour and a half. Turns out when you try to have over 3,000 people in massive space, they get thirsty quickly. But they did offer water, which was like super important and needs to be a tournament standard, I think, for major events like that.
Pretty cool.
It's like,
I actually agree with that.
Oh,
Water.
move your mic closer.
Oh man.
You have to like eat it.
Ah.
Got him.
Yum.
Thank you.
he's acting like he hasn't done this before.
Right?
No, but someone else fix my mic. I'm a child when it comes to this.
This is true.
So,
Cannot deny.
of course you can. But basically, I believe that the tournament was actually well ran. Like the speed of the pools, nothing was like really delayed. Like everything for like 2,000 man bracket for like, what was it, Smash Ultimate? It ran kind of smooth. The pools like were on time. Nothing was like really delayed, and it felt like one of the more organized events I've been to in a long time.
I'd agree.
Yeah, Ike's a good character.
Oh,
He's not top.
All right,
three.
we'll get to the characters.
we
We'll
can
get
talk.
to
We
that.
can talk a lot about
Stop
that
showing
later.
me that.
I still want to get the overview. So events ran well, despite leading up to the event, it sounded like people were starting to get like
Yeah,
a
the
little
event-
shaky. Like the
the
seating
events-
wasn't that great.
So,
Everyone's
like-
"Ugh."
Well, the event stage list was probably the worst I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
Yeah, no, the stage list, which actually
They at least did it right and took data.
they did. So what they did is that every match they had little paper pamphlets where you can voluntarily fill them out as you go, and you would mark down the stage strike process, what gets banned in game 2, and if going to game 3, what gets banned in game 3, which was really good. And Practical Tasks had compiled all of that data and presented it very recently. To no surprise, Pokemon Stadium 2 was the gentleman's choice or the pick ban result of Game 1 for 76% of matches leading up to pools. They had recorded everything going up into top 8. The least chosen out of the starters was Lilac Cruise.
Okay.
However, Lilac Cruise still saw more play than a couple of stages. The stage that showed the least amount of play, either from being banned the most or from just being left away, despite pick ban, was Castle Siege. Castle Siege saw 2.3% of usage.
Okay.
That's too much.
One of them was Armada.
One was Armada. Majority of those were actually exclusively from MVD, so big ups to him.
Scumbag.
Turns out Snake on Castle Siege is a hell of a drug.
Okay.
But from what we can gather from the data, people didn't really like Castle Siege, which we knew going into it. It was probably the most suspect of stages on the list. People didn't pick Story, which was a bit interesting to find.
Story's whack.
Story is whack. I'm not a fan of Story myself.
I'm actually a fan of Story.
It does have its values over Battlefield. I don't like those values personally. But the stage itself saw little play just from not being banned or chosen. Like, it was just there. Lilac Crew saw a respectable amount of representation. If it wasn't banned, it was usually picked into. There was nothing really else surprising to find except that the second least picked stage for Game 1 out of all of the maps that were recorded was Final Destination.
That makes sense. That's
Yeah.
that's a you win or you don't stage.
Yeah, I usually end up banning that stage personally, so like I'm acting surprised, but I guess that's
Out
I guess
of-
not a lot of people agree.
Out of like the big stages, it also saw the most bans.
Yeah, that
I
makes
think
sense.
FD is a small stage personally.
Well,
It's
I mean,
also-
as far as like
Def-
the big name stages,
Oh,
not
you mean
the
like-
the normal ones.
yeah. Size-wise, it's like slightly below average, so small stage, I guess. But
Yeah.
but I digress. So the stage data was actually really interesting to see. The results is what a lot of people expected to see, but it's nice to have like the numbers to back it up. It's like, yes, Castle Siege is unliked. 2.6% of people liked it enough to use it.
Do you know the next
I'll see it at
percentage above
G7.
Above that, I think was like 9 point something.
that? Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna see it at G7.
I wouldn't be surprised.
We're not gonna see it.
G7, man.
I hope not, but that's just me.
G7's gonna be only. Battlefield.
So besides, because we're probably going to focus mostly on Ultimate here, because that's definitely like the star of the show.
Sure.
Just
We'll touch
wanna-
on Melee a little bit.
Yeah, I think there is enough worth talking about in Melee. But one thing I do want to bring up is just the other events that were ran there. And there were other events.
Yes.
Splatoon ran really well by our
Splatoon.
friends at Endgame TV. They did a really good. They actually ran ahead of their schedule
Good for
and
them.
ahead of actual schedule,
Nice.
meaning they ended on time / early.
That's good.
So big ups to them, because there was a decent amount of teams involved, and they were able to just run with it. Slap City also ran, which was I'm surprised people are still playing Slap City.
How many people signed up for that? Like, I can't
It,
imagine.
it neared triple digits.
No way.
wow. Well,
That's
when you
crazy.
put 3,000 people in a tournament,
I guess.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they ran it.
Rivals of Aether also had a respectable amount of people. Its top 8 was the starter rather for the top 8 Sunday.
Right. I heard they were running into trouble that caused some of the delays.
Yes. Now I wasn't able to hear this in particular, like from anyone that was on the production, but from people that were in the theater, they had said that there were some issues leading into that top 8, and then the players themselves are also like playing well, which resulted in
Some game 5s.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough.
So scheduling, for once, was not Smash 64's issue. Good job, Smash 64. They ran within the 2 hours that they were given.
All right. So, like, sounds like besides that, a couple of small hiccups, like things were going pretty good. Sounds like it was a good event overall. If you had
Yeah.
to give it a grade, what would you give it?
B plus.
B plus.
I would agree, actually. B+.
not bad.
All right.
To get a name in my book, I shouldn't be able to smell the venue from my hotel room.
Okay.
So
How can you fix that though? That's like a legitimate like. How
gotta-
do you fix that?
you gotta fix the community.
Yeah,
Is that the
that's-
event's fault,
That's
though?
not. That's a people problem.
I know they can't control it, but
I know.
Still.
I know the hotel had working showers.
That's true.
man,
Well, ours worked until I broke the handle
you
on it.
broke the hand.
I did. It fell off mid-shower. It was actually really impressive.
he's a monster.
Were you touching it when it fell off?
Yeah, I went to turn it off, and
So
then
you
I
actually broke.
turned it, and then
Sick.
made a lot of noise.
He screamed.
I was just like,
He screamed.
oh, I was like,
I
oh,
would've-
well, that happened.
I would have made a noise. I don't know what the noise would
I
have
was more surprised than anything else because I expected the water fixture to not fall off the wall. Silly me, of course.
Right.
But I can confirm that it worked. And yeah, there, out of 3,000 people, not enough showered.
Yeah.
Not
All right.
enough is
Well,
one.
would you say the percent of people that showered was higher or lower than the percent of people that picked Castle Siege?
Ooh.
Unfortunately, Castle Siege was used more than
More
deodorant.
popular than deodorant. All right. That's like the cutoff for when you know it's not a good stage.
The only other issue, and this is definitely something that Player 4 can sadly attest to, was
Can we run the same experiment at AON?
Yes.
I'll get
Yes,
the
we can.
numbers.
Gotta run the numbers.
sponsored equipment. Now, for the sake of respect, I'm not going to use the name of the sponsor.
No, we're throwing names out there. Who was it?
Are we? Are you? Because
I don't care.
this personally affected him.
I don't care.
What do you think, Trevor?
I hate
Roast?
All right. All right. We've gotten the word from ground control. No, we're not respecting. So Astro Gaming
Screw them.
had supplied audio equipment for the
Yeah,
tournament.
it's no secret. If you watched any of Top 8, you would have seen that this was a big problem.
And it was throughout majority of games and throughout pools as well. They had supplied audio mixers and headphones that were free to use for players at every setup for every game. So this was for Splatoon, for Ultimate, for Melee, Rivals.
That's pretty cool. That every setup had audio equipment. Like, you know, if you needed to hear stuff, you had headphones. In theory, awesome.
In
Like,
theory, if it worked,
good stuff. Like, continue to provide stuff like that. That's amazing.
I think it's a huge step in the right direction.
But then what happened?
they don't work.
If the equipment worked
Yeah.
to a somewhat regular consistency,
Right.
I would have been bowing to them. But no. There were many issues I had personally ran into as far as production end was concerned. And I watched in real time occur to Player 4 as a competitor, where either headphones weren't working, in that audio would come out of one ear but not the other. Audio would be like unexpectedly lowered on the headphones. Or on the mixer itself, it wouldn't mix properly. Like sometimes it would short out on people, or game effects would be muted out, but some weren't. Also, the fact that there was shared audio meant that players couldn't listen at their own comfortable volumes, which...
Yeah, so that ended up affecting your set. So explain to me what happened, because Hangman was trying to tell me what happened, and it didn't make sense.
Okay, so basically the way I played against a Shulk. The way I basically play against Shulk is through audio cues when he changes Monados.
Right, that makes sense. Like, he literally screams,
Yeah.
like, you know, speed, you know,
Yeah.
like, it actually
But-
is helpful to know what he's going towards, you know.
That's how you
And-
punish backslash.
Yeah,
Yeah, and backslash, too. It's a
Yeah.
relatively quick move, you know, you got to know if he's doing it from, like, the top blast zone. All of a sudden, he comes down. What's happening?
Every time I've gotten hit by a backslash from the corner, it's because when he didn't scream it.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's tough.
So game 1 I lost. So I go borrow headphones from my brother Kofi. I plug them in and I try to raise the volume because I can't hear anything. And my opponent, who I'm not going to say his name for the respect, player integrity, tremendo
Yeah,
dude,
sure.
Buster!
started complaining. started complaining about it being too loud. Mind you, it was barely above half the audio itself.
Right. And but I mean, it's in his best interest to want the volume lower. You
Yeah.
could even say, like, maybe there's some.
Interject for one moment.
What's up,
Isn't
Trevor?
there an inline volume control on those headphones?
Is there? But it might affect both at the same time because
Yeah.
of how janky.
No, on each headphone for the one borrow, no,
Wow, Astro.
there was not.
Wow.
So
Thanks, ground control.
yeah. So Trevor's not happy about this, and like I'm not either. It's like, it seems like if I'm you, or if I'm your opponent rather, I'm gonna be turning the volume down so you
Yeah.
can't hear my cues.
So-
It's like obviously, right?
Yeah, so he's complaining about the volume being down. So we meet like somewhere between half. I raise the volume a bit, and mid-game he turns it back down.
Right.
So I can't hear anything.
Yeah.
So I'm basically have headphones, no audio cue on why. So I picked up headphones for no reason.
That's grind PR.
Yeah, and he just turns it down, and he's sitting by the mixer.
I mean, obviously it's possible that it was just too loud for him, but like
That's
it-
grind
I
PR.
can't-
it's still
can't-
grind PR for sure because
yeah.
it's like you got headphones for this reason, and because of the way the equipment was operated, it didn't work. So, in a perfect world, not even a perfect world, in a regular ass world, it should just be you plug in headphones and you can hear, and your opponent doesn't get to mess with how loud. Imagine if you, you're playing a set and your opponent just reaches over and just is like taking your iPod, just like, no, you're gonna listen to this song now. Here you go. Like that's out of
That'd
control.
be hype. You can pick. You can pick.
Every
You can pick the
spot.
stage right now, but I pick the song.
Yeah.
Like, for reference, like here at AON, we do offer individual audio that can be adjusted as needed. And not only do we have speakers
Trevor.
for each of the players,
Yeah.
but we
Trevor-
also offer headphones.
Yeah.
This
we-
doesn't interfere with the other player. You
I-
could just do this at your leisure.
I've had people to tell me to turn up the volume on the speaker
Excuse me?
of like my speaker on the stream setup.
They want yours louder.
They want mine louder.
Why?
I don't know.
Th-
But like
they-
I go to mine, I lower mine. They're like, oh, you should turn it up. I'm like,
They have their own.
Yeah,
I know.
I turned mine up.
But like, no, not even out of like,
Thank you, Trevor. Trevor had the Turtle Beach
thank
mixer.
you.
not even like
Back
out
It's
of
a good buy.
out of you
But
should.
Astro doesn't offer
It was-
a.
I used to like
It
Astro
was out
too.
of kindness. Like you need it louder. I'll turn it up.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Oh,
it's
I'm sure Smashers would love it.
the problem is that Astro and Genesis as a whole they were trying to do the right thing. Clearly, they
They
knew
had
they
a
knew
good
that,
heart.
Yeah, it was like the right intentions. They
one
realized
point.
monitors have really shitty speakers, so you're either going to have to get a bunch of speakers or you're going to have to get a bunch of headsets or something.
Or could get monitors with speakers.
It's actually very difficult to get ones with good enough speakers, especially when there's thousands of setups in the building. Like even here where we have like our 20 setups every week, it's like those speakers are decent when one of them is on and there's 5 people in the room, but then when there's 100 people, it's tough. The speakers they're just not that strong. So like I respect that they tried to get the equipment to make it happen, but I guess it just it fell apart last minute. They didn't realize they needed something different than what they provided. Some miscommunication must have occurred. I don't think they intentionally tried to sabotage anything. Because then in top 8, it got even worse, and you had like a technician there trying to fix it. It was like you saw it happen, right?
Yes.
With,
Did you
I
see
didn't
this
wa- I
fight?
didn't watch it. No.
So
Oh my God.
there's individual issues across the top 8 with the audio issues. So Melee had issues with it.
Crazy one was in Melee. Oh my god.
Melee during grand finals, Hungrybox ripped off his
He was
headphones
literally like-
and
Was it
tossed
Grants? Or no, it was winners final.
Winners finals.
Winners
That's
finals.
right.
Winners finals against Plup. Like, I think it was game 2. He just rips off his headphones. He's just like F this, like throws them.
And a technician tried to give him a new pair of headphones, and he yelled at them.
Yeah, because he's pissed. Because
Like we weren't able to hear what he said, but sitting 8 rows away, I was able to faintly hear him screaming at a technician.
yeah. Like again, on
And
the
this is in a very large, packed auditorium, and you could like
He was
vaguely
tight.
hear him. He was
and Plup was
mega
upset
tight.
too. Plup tweeted
Yeah.
like earlier that day or later that day or something. He was like, "This audio situation's a joke." Like he was like, "This is not okay." Like it's costing people sets. In,
And I had seen it
in
on
top
multiple
8.
occasions.
Yeah. Like I think the issue was that it was cutting out or like fading in and out left and right audio. I don't
So
know.
the big problem with it, from what I heard, in the case of Melee, you only hear the background music.
But not the game effects, like the
Nope.
sound
Yeah, no, that was a
Not like-
mixing issue that I had ran
Yeah.
into as well.
So you only hear. So you will hear, like let's say it was Dreamland. You hear the music of Dreamland, but you couldn't hear Puff.
You couldn't hear the characters.
You couldn't hear Fox shoot his laser.
I didn't even know that the game had that level of
Yeah,
audio
it's-
detail.
It's,
They-
it's layered
it's the
audio.
mixer.
They do, but like I thought you could control that from in game.
No.
No.
So that's the mixer. That's the Astro mixer itself.
The
Problem.
mixer
I know
itself
you-
is capable of extracting both of these sources. Like
That's what I,
I mean,
believe.
I know you can control it in at least 4 and Ultimate.
Yeah.
I don't know about Melee.
because
I know there's an in-game option, yes,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
what they're saying is the
mixer
the
did it?
mixer
It's
itself.
Yes.
bizarre.
This is an issue that I ran into with. So for those that don't know, I was recording sets for Genesis 6 off stream. Melee every day had organized for Ultimate and Melee to get top 64 recorded, just so that the sets could be immortalized. And this was amazing. So big shout outs to Melee every day for that, because it was genius that this has been done for like the first time. Amazingly enough, they haven't tried to do this before. Anyways. So I was recording Ultimate. One of my sets, SDX versus MVD, which is Mewtwo versus Snake. For those who haven't tried playing against the Snake before and have only watched it, it's imperative that you understand that Snake has a lot of sound cues, from C4 dropping to the floor and beeping to Snake saying there, which everybody knows. But the most important one is the grenade. When you pull the pin on the grenade, he doesn't throw it automatically. You can cook the grenade, which has impacts of when the grenade's going to blow up. And Snake can, vary how he controls the stage with that. Without being able to hear that pin drop, it's very difficult to know when he's going to try to pressure space around you.
Yeah, because like he pulls out the grenade, and he's not like he makes this huge gesture. He just kind of like pulls it out. He's not like it's not like a big explosion yet, at least. He's
Right.
just pulling out the grenade. So it's just a small thing in his hand. You can't really see it that well. If there's a lot of action going on the screen, imagine doubles.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. So after game 1, SDX had requested for headphones.
Yeah.
He didn't care what kind, just any headphones that weren't earbuds, so that he can listen to the game audio. NVD allowed him enough time as he needed to get get headphones, test it, button check, all of that.
Yeah,
Like, NVD was very gracious with the amount of time he allowed for
for
this.
sure. Good for him.
So we tried to get headphones, and one of the TOs had insisted on us using the Astro headphones. He didn't
Right.
want another brand. We weren't being streamed, mind you, and I had no player cams. So there was no way of anybody knowing the Astro headset was used.
Right.
But this official was insistent on the usage.
Well, I mean, to interject for a moment, like as a TO who like kind of understands where they're coming from, like imagine someone's recording or taking pictures of this set. You know, just a fan, just like, oh, check this out, MVD playing, whoever. If he's just recording on his phone, and you have a different brand of headphone, that's gonna upset the people that are sponsoring
Right.
the event. They're paying to be the headphones of the event. Presumably they're paying. Like,
Right, and I do respect that. However, when my recording station is halfway across the venue from where the Astro headset station booth is, it makes it a time constraint and an effort constraint, as I was the only person who was able to monitor my own equipment.
yeah,
So obviously I couldn't leave it, run across the venue, which was a very large venue, again,
yeah,
come back. So we just grabbed any old headset. Fortunately, someone was willing enough to run across the venue, grab headsets, and run it back. So Game 2, SDX has headphones now. They didn't work.
right,
They were having a similar issue that was just discussed, where you were able to hear the music, but not game sound effects, which is effectively useless.
yeah,
So he just throws them off and just tries playing it. Now, it ends up being a good set, but because of a well-executed mix-up on MVD's half in Game 5, he's able to place a grenade somewhere where SDX wasn't knowing, stood on it, and blew up,
right.
ending the set in MVD's favor. Which, while it was a good set to watch, the fact that SDX had to play with no audio because of this had a very clear impact. And it's something that could have been avoided with just working equipment.
It's such a shame too, because it's probably just some stupid setting, or just like they got the wrong equipment, or like. But I don't know. It's such a shame because they tried so hard to do the community right, and it just ended up probably backfiring.
It's a shame, and I know there are a lot of people who were vocal about the issues with the audio mixers.
It's too bad. Hopefully they figure this out for next time, because I think it's such a cool idea to provide headsets for everybody.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, Turtle Beach.
Yeah.
Yo.
Hey, what you guys doing? Slide into the DMs of Turtle Beach for the next event for sure.
But audio issues aside, I didn't happen to have any other issues with sponsors there. Vertigear had very comfortable chairs that were used for commentary and players on stages.
Oh, that was Vertigo?
Yes, Vertigear was the brand for the chairs. I know
Chairs.
it made my my Splatoon block comfortable enough to sit in. I know you were on stage.
They're too rolly, though. Like,
They
they're
have
not
wheels.
Well, oh yeah, of course. But I'm just saying, like, they're just not like. Maybe it's the stage. It just wasn't like stable. I just kept rolling back. So I
Did
had to
they have
put-
like the little brakes on the
No.
on the wheels? No.
So I had to like I had to just like keep my feet down.
I don't
That's
think
the main
any brand of gaming chair has incorporated good enough brakes yet. Not that needs to be a point of discussion, but like,
I have a chair with wheels. It doesn't roll.
yes, but is it a branded gaming chair
No,
for
I think-
epic gaming moments?
I mean, it's probably because the wheelbase is really narrow.
It's probably a good idea that it has brakes.
Probably should have a wider wheelbase.
It's an epic gamer moment.
I fixed
Very
the problem.
epic.
Very.
So
No one listens to me.
let's talk about Melee Top 8 quickly, because there was some interesting stuff.
Let's.
Yeah, I know you're excited.
I am.
I actually watched that one.
That one was good.
I only watched half of Ultimate.
Yeah, they just went on so late on the East Coast. Like,
I was asleep.
yeah, sleepy time.
So this was the first top 8 we've had in a while where there were no solo Fox mains in
Yeah.
Melee top 8.
Yep.
There was Fox representation, but no dedicated mains.
Rip Leffen.
Yep.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, so that's worth talking
Yeah.
about too. So Leffen ended up doing very well in Ultimate, and
shout out
decided.
to Leffen.
Yeah. So since top 64 or whatever it was, what was the cut? Top 92.
They did top
64.
96 cut.
Top 96 cut for both games was happening simultaneously, so he decided to drop out of Melee, which
That's
is
wild.
yeah, pretty crazy. It's considering he could have won Melee like easily, but
He
I-
could have.
I don't know if I'd say easily.
well, there
More
weren't
of
that
a
many people.
chance.
There weren't that. Yeah, I think he had way better a chance to win that than Ultimate. So
Oh yeah, I'll agree with that.
like 1,000 times better.
Plup,
I'd probably agree with
Plup
that.
did
too.
play both games, so.
Yeah, Plup did, and that's interesting.
I
because
believe
he
Plup
ended up
got
getting-
33rd in Ultimate,
and then third in
Yeah,
Melee.
something
So
like that.
which
Impressive
is
results.
very respectable results.
A
yeah,
lot of threes.
I saw a lot of interesting discussion. Like everybody saying that, like everyone on Twitter saying that Leffen's probably the best multi-fighting game player ever. It's like,
That's
it's
a
like
wild
well,
one.
you know, Plup's over here not dropping out of both. You know? So maybe he's not as good. I don't know.
Now listen, to Leffen's credit, he is very talented in Dragon Ball Fighters, and Melee is a difficult game to balance with other games. Like I'm not gonna say like amongst Smash games it's more technical.
That's why I'm
or
saying it's
whatnot,
so
but, like,
impressive. I'm very impressed that Plup was playing both at the same time and didn't drop out. Like wasn't
Yeah.
afraid to play both.
But like, I don't know about all time. Leffen's definitely a talented player.
Yeah.
Like, let's not take away from that.
It's a silly thing to argue either way.
Yeah, that's
Rip M2K.
Yeah. Really.
actually rip M2K.
What happened to him?
He left
blown
home
up.
without his flotation device.
He got blown up, man.
What happened?
Wait, what happened to him in
Reggie
Melee?
outplaced him in Ultimate.
No way.
What
Yes.
happened to him in Melee?
Actually,
In Melee, I don't actually know what happened to him.
bro.
Reggie made it to round 2 of pools. I couldn't say the M
M2K.
for it. Okay.
Rip M2K.
He actually drowned.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is I'm looking a lot more forward to his book coming out than his Smash Wiki page getting updated.
No.
What
I'm
else?
not reading
His
that
also,
book.
He also got blown up in Melee.
Yeah. So what? Do you know what place he got? I can check what place he got.
You can check what place he got in Melee.
I heard 129th, but I don't know if that's accurate.
In Melee?
Yikes.
No
Melee?
way. I would have. No way.
That's yeah for his Melee
That
placing.
sounds-
And I know he got some ungodly number in Ultimate.
I think he got 30-something in Melee.
See,
That's
I mean,
more
it's not as
believable.
respectable, but it's more respectable.
There's
than
no way he
129th.
got 100 and something in melee. There's no
Not in
way.
Melee.
I don't think that's legally.
You guys are. That's,
It's not
yeah,
legal.
That's actually just forbidden.
M2K just gets floated to like losers eighths from now on in every major.
It's-
But he lost to, what was it, Triff?
He did lose
He
to Triff.
did.
And he
To
lost
some
one of our-
RNG. Did you see how the set ended?
One of our Spanish brothers.
I love Triff. First of all, he's been here and he's a delight. Yeah, he
He's honorary
definitely-
Long Island.
He definitely pulled a Stitch face and definitely dodged a forward air, down air by just barely survived it. Just barely didn't get hit with the down air. Made it back to stage. Chucked the thing. Oh my God.
that's peak
Disgusting.
Melee.
And then then M2K got bananas.
Oh, he got hit with the bananas.
Oh,
We're
why
de-
do they do
we're,
that?
We're definitely a fan
Why
of
did they do
bananas
that?
here.
They set him up, man. I truthfully believe every time M2K or Mango runs into an icy, it was set up.
They got bracket genied.
I'm
Yeah.
still scrolling. Uh-oh.
He's still going.
33rd, tying with Vortex. That's
Yo,
pretty
let's
cool.
Let's go Vortex.
Getting
guy's
outplaced
nuts, though.
by lots of
Who's
lots
that?
of names I have not seen in a long time. What are you looking for?
Man, they're just making up these people.
Dude,
Some of the people he got outplaced by, it's their first event.
IBDW outplaced him.
Yo,
That's
let's
crazy.
go IBDW.
Toussaint got 13th.
Toussaint, he did.
went off.
Whoa, that's awesome. Good stuff.
Shouts to Zane.
Nice to see Duck getting 9th. That's cool.
Yes, Duck.
That's
I was
what
having
Duck-
this conversation with Triffle.
Duck's
That
my favorite
Duck
meta,
just
so-
like silently gets 9th
A lot, yeah.
a lot.
He does not make a
He
big
is-
deal of it.
And people are like, why is he the 14th best player?
yeah.
Duck
Whatever
is
it
like the haunting ghost of Samus and Melee.
Yep.
Like you're never allowed to forget that this was a character that like terrorized some players. She's always there.
Well, speaking about some terrorizing players, this bracket had Axe and Amsa both in top 4.
Yes,
so
it
lots
did.
of
You would have
lots
thought,
of
you would have thought
low-tier
this was a
champions.
regional.
Yeah, this is some. I like to see these low tiers and or
I
mid tiers
definitely
or whatever
do.
you want. Like, I'm always happy to see, not Fox, Marth, Puff, in the top 4. Very cool. So what we had Grands was
Axe.
Axe, yeah,
Axe
who
and
defeated
HBox.
Plup in losers finals.
Yeah, shout outs to him. That matchup is
Yeah.
awful.
That
That's
is
a
an awful.
horrible matchup. So the fact that he clutched it out, very cool.
Almost reset bracket on HBox too, which
Super close. If that timeout didn't happen, so there was a timeout,
there was.
man.
I feel like
he didn't engage
I think he didn't even know the time was ticking, and he just
I don't
was like,
think he
"Oh,
did.
I guess I lose."
because he ran away.
Yeah, he ran
While
away wall behind, and
Yeah.
it just didn't make sense.
Yeah.
There were so many opportunities where like
he had it.
he had to approach, or like if he just, I don't know, it was
If he
so.
like ran back forth and then made him whiff.
and
Like-
HBox
Agreed.
to his credit, this is a tournament in a long time where Hungrybox like really had to work for his win.
Yeah.
Because Jigglypuff versus Pikachu, it's not a pleasant matchup for Pikachu, but it's not a walk in the park for Puff either. Because
No, it's a walk in the park.
it really isn't because
It's like back air, Back air.
I can't speak with any sort of knowledge
back
on
air,
this.
and then what's Pikachu gonna do?
see here there's one more
Back
word
air.
that you didn't say there.
Oh, my
Nair.
bad. Rest.
You're not getting that. You're not getting that on a Pikachu like Axe, and
It's too tough. He's too mobile.
I'll just get another back air.
you're gonna have to try.
Puff has to be very cautious about like doing retreating back airs or like anything fade away is like not safe because Pikachu just like runs underneath. Oh no, you don't. You know, up
Yeah.
smash. Like
You get
can't
up-
run away. You can't do these retreating aerials with certainty.
But that's
because
like the
Puff-
same with Fox. So
Yeah. It's,
I
it's,
feel like it's
it's all the annoying parts of the Fox matchup in the sense that you can just get up smash out of nowhere without the like
up there, up there.
without the up throw up air. But also, unlike Fox, you can't really just gimp Pikachu for free with just back airs and forward
Like
airs. 'Cause
Pikachu's
Pikachu's
jump is really
recovery-
good, and Quick Attack is getting him back. On top of that, Nair.
True, but you also can challenge Pikachu. You're one of the
See,
few
I play
characters.
Pikachu. I could be qualified for this.
You're one of
This
the
is the
few,
one matchup I'm qualified for.
Puff is one of the few characters that can go out there and challenge Pikachu.
Uh,
If she can like get a read on the start
you
of
have
a
to get a real good read.
Yeah.
Yes, it's tough.
And it's
too,
worth noting
because-
that HBox didn't get that many of them.
Yeah, because I think he was respecting that.
Yeah.
You know, Axe's recovery game is amazing. Like,
If you
and
like-
Pikachu's recovery game.
If
is
you watch
amazing
one of
too.
some of their earlier sets, he does go out there and get those reads.
Yeah.
He does, and he
they're
does
pretty
it
quick.
throughout games 2 and 3 of Grand Finals as well. It's worth noting how HBox was a bit more bold with his edge guarding, but it's not. We haven't seen it. You don't see Pikachu in Grand Finals of a tournament of this caliber.
Yeah, and the fact that he brought it so close, like, it's just awesome to see. You know.
In
Like,
an age where a lot of people are saying that Melee is dying, it was definitely a lot more entertaining, and it gives a bit of hope.
yeah.
I motion to move to Ultimate.
And so we shall.
All right.
Because
Sick.
we went right from Pikachu Puff to Pikachu Fox.
Yeah.
And my God, we didn't stay on there for too long.
I didn't see that set, but I heard it was a
It was
big oof.
abysmal.
It was fast.
So
Have you ever done a speed run?
No.
Well, that was it.
awesome top eight's done quick.
Yeah.
So in the theater, it's worth noting audio issues were not just brought to you by Astro Gaming. The sound mixing in the Paramount Theater was also beyond questionable.
The Paramount Theater?
Yeah, it's a Paramount Theater in California. How about that? So
Thinking.
they had interviews before each match, which was nice.
That was a mess.
Yes, they were. I don't know how they were for you guys at home.
Terrible. I
But-
want to see these. I wanted to see-
They're okay.
Not memorable. I don't remember them.
There was one memorable part, or
Was
at
it
least the
Frost-
first one.
Was it the Frostbite trailer? Because that was the.
Oh,
memorable
we're
part.
going to talk about that in a moment because, my
That's
God,
our
that was the
ending.
best part of the top
That's
eight.
our ender. That's our ender.
Wait, which one
I
was
agree.
it?
The Frostbite trailer?
I didn't watch it.
Oh, you're going to watch it. You're going to like it.
It was so good.
So
It's gonna be better than Frostbite.
that's what I said.
It already is better than Frostbite.
So
I saw the trailer and I'm let down for Frostbite
yeah.
because I know it can't top that.
I might as well not go.
damn.
I'm not going anywhere.
Canceled trip.
So the first interview was for the first match of top eight, and it was Light versus Esam. These are two very eccentric players. One more well-liked than the other. But we couldn't hear what they were saying throughout the interview. We were able to hear the interviewer very loudly, but not the responses to his questions, which made it very just odd.
Hashtag thanks Astro.
Until the very
I would
end.
laugh if they were wearing Astro headsets.
Probably were.
No,
The very end of
They're
the
Astro
interview,
mics.
we hear Esam as he gets very cocky, and he's like, "Pikachu is busted. I'm nice." And he's very animated as he says this in regular Esam fashion
I
when
am
there's
nice.
a camera on.
I am the best.
And then his opponent origami folds him into a nice like paper
It was
airplane.
it was the only 3-0 in top 8.
Yeah.
And it was one of the
Right.
quickest sets.
It was fast.
It was a done deal.
Yep.
Good clap.
That all that being said, I still think Pikachu's an excellent character.
I think he's great,
I think
too.
everybody's on this
Pichu
Pichu
wave?
hype train.
Pichu
and
got second.
Did you know Pichu hurts himself when he does electrical moves?
Yeah. Yeah.
Craigasm.
I think people are gonna come around on the Pikachu train soon.
Oh, I'm sure.
I
I think he does better in Pichu's bad matchups.
I think everyone's just unfamiliar with how to fight Pichu right now because it's like a new character sort of. So
I think Pichu is all he is smoked up to be. I've always thought that, but it's like
Yeah, you know what? Since Hangman said that Pichu's a good character, I'm going against it.
There you go. See, you're
that's what I
figuring
like
it out.
That's what I like to see.
Yeah.
Adversity. For
That's
no
a-
for no other
he's my
reason than
indicator.
to make it.
Yep.
He's my indicator.
It's the litmus test. If Frank thinks the character's good, definitely bad.
No, if he thinks they're busted and they're living up to the hype, no.
I don't think it was slow down.
I mean, I actually kind of agree
I
with
actually,
you in this
I actually
scenario.
don't think there's any character that's outright busted in Ultimate. I think Ultimate's in a safe spot for the time being.
Man, there's
I
a
agree
bust-
with that.
Man, we have busted characters.
we definitely have busted
this,
characters.
this is the litmus test, man.
Thanks for letting us know, hey, Grant, that we have busted characters.
Anything else you'd like to say?
I'm
So
proud of Light.
Light did an
He's
excellent
not
job.
proud of Light.
I know Paris could have done better, and I know that he thinks so. But the fact that he scored 5th and is the only player who is in that top 8 that is still unsponsored.
Yeah, that's nuts. That's
Yo,
nuts.
Trevor, get on that one.
Yeah, like Paris is just allergic to money. He just wants people's tears.
Wait, what did you say, Trev? Bet.
That's-
Drop everybody else.
Yeah. It would be worth it. Yeah, Light did had a good run. I think our boy DeBuzz had a good run too.
He did.
Yeah,
He
it's
got
solid
4th.
Representing the spaceman.
The captain of all of the Olimars.
Yep.
More Olimar than I wanted to see this weekend.
Less Almar than I wanted to see.
Actually, I agree with that. I want to see lots of Olimars.
Oh, I've got you.
Oh, did you see
I
that
wanna
the
see all-
most characters in top 64 were Olimars? So we have to overhype that stat and say Olimar is the
Olimar,
easiest, best character
Myron,
to play. 'cause that's the
Shuton,
logical thing
I'm
to do.
hip.
I want all the Olimars. I want
Eldon.
That was
top
the
eight.
other. Yes,
Eldon.
Eldon, who
Rip
had
Kofi.
knocked out Kofi.
Yep.
I want all of the top 8
Just
for the next
ran
big
into
tournament to be
everything.
Olimars, so that this character gets nerfed into the ground.
Well,
Please.
Oh,
I-
do you know Snoopy did DK in the Ditto at Ultimate?
Snoop.
He did?
He went 3-2, I think.
Let's
2-2 or 3-2.
Better than
go!
even. Hey, I like it. I like it.
He beat a DK.
That's hype.
That's-
all that training.
That's all he trades!
That's all we do here.
The Aeon Off Nights has everyone that
DK
just
dittos.
practices, and they're all DK players!
It's just DK. Well, all right. I think DK is the most
Crazy how
fun
I suck
character
at
in the
that
game.
matchup.
I can't.
No, come
I
on.
can't. I'm not playing DK, so that way when you run a Smash 4 Legacy bracket, my ding dongs are still on point. I go to winningwithdk.com. I win the Smash 4 Legacy
The winning,
bracket.
the
and that's it.
winning, the winning in Smash4.com for like there was a Bowser one too, and like whoever had the URL just stopped like doing it, or like whoever controlled the app stopped updating the app. The URL might still work, but I don't know. I'm so sad.
That's sad.
When
Uh,
Smash Ultimate came out.
I
Yeah.
it was just one day in tournament. I just sat down and I just didn't know how to win. I was playing against like a Corrin, and I was just like, I forfeit. I don't know what to do.
How do I win?
But speaking of winning, Ultimate Top 8 at Genesis 6, MK Leo with Ike and Lucina.
Yeah.
So what insight do you have on this?
Yeah, Ike player.
He,
Cheater.
Choose your words carefully.
he switched Lucina for the bad matchups.
He
and then he
did.
won the tournament with Lucina.
Interesting.
So what's the bad matchups?
The ones he switched to.
No. Name the characters.
name
I want the list.
Name
I
the
want
characters.
names.
Name the
Space-
I want pictures of Spider-Man.
It's Spaceys, Pikachu's. Are the only ones I really think that might be worth switching off for. All the
Okay.
other bad ones are fine.
What's the other bad ones?
It's like hey, there's several. I don't know. It just depends. If someone like
So
Is Greninja a Pikachu or a Spacey?
he's kind of both.
That's what I'm saying.
I have to play.
Greninja wins out
I
against
kinda-
those characters.
he's
I
just a
have
Spacey.
I have to play more Greninja to know.
I mean, he has a similar game plan to Fox and like
Yeah.
all these other Spaceys.
I think he's a Spacey
He would-
with
he
like
would
a projectile
definitely-
to fear.
Yeah,
He would definitely fit that archetype.
he's like a yeah.
I think Greninja is like slept on to too hard of a degree right
I
now.
think that
Yeah.
character's busted.
You only think he's Pikachu because of his recovery.
No, I'm saying
I don't like.
I definitely think he's a Spacey.
I mean,
I think he's Spacey.
they function similarly. Those
Yeah.
It's he's a Spacey in the sense that like
It's a hard Spacey.
He has a rushdown combo
it's
game
yeah
focus.
rushdown combo.
quick
is-
movement, bad air mobility.
Yeah,
It's what Spaceys are.
That's
Are
what
known
that's
for.
what they're
has
about.
an aerial that drags you down. That's just it's a Spacey thing.
Is
I don't know.
What,
I think
What?
first hit up here.
you're
What?
kind of
You're thinking of
reaching.
melee.
Fox has the
Oh,
forward
yeah,
air.
fair.
Falco,
Oh,
Falco
right.
has forward air. Greninja has up air.
What does Wolf have?
A laser.
He's a gun.
He has the gun.
he has a gun. I don't know. But like, yeah, like these like rush down, like super aggro fast characters, like and Pikachu's,
Greninja,
Greninja, Spaceys, they're all I think they're all among the best characters in the game.
I'd agree with that.
I think them and Peach. And Peach is weird in the sense that she's not necessarily fast and aggro,
And
but
Lucina?
when she opens you up, I don't think Lucina's that good.
No.
Nah. I think she's like the most solid character. She's like, if everyone
Minimal flaws.
yeah, the least flaws.
Yeah.
She's like the best. Well, she doesn't have
Best
like a
for her.
10 in any category. She just has like eights across the
She
board.
has,
What
like,
happened,
sevens.
what happened with that
Sevens
fault
and
with
eights.
Palu?
Yeah, Palutena is the same deal.
Okay.
I think
Um,
Palutena is like slightly higher.
I haven't seen her since 2.0 though, so I have to
Oh, she's pretty
I
good.
have to assess. I don't know if her Nair combo is still like
It's
good.
It's
tighter.
different.
It's tighter.
Okay.
It's got a tighter frame, and then forward air is still
And
the
it doesn't-
same.
It
so
doesn't take 10 seconds.
Yeah.
It's faster?
5
It's 5.
seconds.
Yeah. It's 5
Hmm,
minutes.
I could deal.
That's
yeah, no.
significant.
Palu's still solid, but
She's definitely still really good.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good character right there.
They just said not everybody can do it.
But speaking
So
of
I can't do
Peach,
Palutena,
Yeah.
Peach definitely a character to talk about as well, as Sam Sora placed incredibly
He
well,
would get
third place. I was
He got
predicting some
third.
sort of win.
as was I.
Yeah.
Like-
I gave him a fist bump for no reason. He let me down.
That's important.
He let me down.
Oof.
That's sad. Wow.
Wow, imagine third at the first major being a letdown.
Yeah.
The first major. There wasn't one before
First
this?
super major.
This first super major.
Yeah, super. It's
First
So-
super major.
Wasn't there
First.
something before this?
Well-
Smash is weird in that like-
What? What
So
was
that's all you
that?
need to know.
s-
I'm sure if you took the tournaments before this and add the attendance, you almost get Genesis.
Okay, I'm actually just thinking like, are we forgetting something?
Let's Make Moves, Smash Conference, SoCal thing, Europe things.
yeah, SoCal
Yeah,
Chronicles, Let's Make Moves,
There really
and
was
Smash
no other
Conference.
That was the first super.
No,
oh,
yeah.
Don't Park on the Grass, but that
Don't
was
Park on the
like
Grass was like literally like
Let's
the first
Make
event.
Moves equivalent.
Yeah.
Or less probably.
Those events, like if you
Okay.
use like the,
Okay.
the FGC scaling, those would be like nationals.
Yeah, yeah.
majors.
Yeah.
I hate our naming scheme. 'cause,
Yeah.
like coming from
That-
Yu-Gi-Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh naming scheme makes sense to me because that's what I grew up with. So.
Yeah, regionals, nationals,
Where
worlds.
you are.
Yeah.
It works.
makes
It's a very
sense.
similar frame
That's
that.
what we just say super majors.
And we don't have locals; we have weeklies.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Splatoon is also weird like that because
Yu-Gi-Oh's
everything's a
weird.
LAN.
Yes.
Doesn't matter how big it is, it's a LAN.
And everything's a scrim.
Yes.
Everything's a scrim and a LAN.
Yu-Gi-Oh's weird.
Yu-Gi-Oh is weird.
You go to a regional, you're fighting Japanese people.
Yes.
that's not a
Welcome to our region.
Welcome to Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah. Welcome to
Your
our
round,
region.
your
Whatever.
round two's
The
your round
point's
two's like the
still-
third best
it's-
player in
Yes.
Japan.
So-
Regional's got like 200
So
people.
while our naming scheme may be questionable in Smash, there's one thing that we can't take away from Genesis, and that it's the start of the PGR season.
Yep.
We are now in PGRville, and Genesis 6 was an S tier event.
Yep, of course, as expected.
And with that,
Do they have S plus?
no,
Yeah.
there's
No,
nothing.
that's
There's
stupid.
nothing exceeding S. They've
Okay.
kept it simple. As with Genesis 6, they've also released what their grading scale is for events: C, B, A, and S. We have no minuses and pluses
Why
this
can't we
time.
just do A, B, C, D? What's with the obsession with S tier?
Well, there's you don't want to be D, right? That's not good.
D sounds bad. D sounds like you're gonna go home and get yelled at by your mom. Like
Oh,
I get
man.
yelled at for a B.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like D sounds awful. You're getting grounded.
Like a B rank is where the belt comes out.
She def-
C is where it starts like coming
She
at you
definitely-
with speed.
My mom definitely. fist
D is
bumped
where
me
you
for
get
that
hit with the
game.
buckle
they
end.
should have done silver, gold, platinum, and
Wood.
diamond.
I wouldn't.
No
understand
bronze. Just leave bronze out too.
it. Man, I wouldn't understand it. I'll be so confused.
They should have done. They should have done regional, national.
No.
double platinum.
They should have done
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Double point.
They should have done 1A platinum
Roman numeral 3.
and a regional. You have to figure out which one goes where.
Locals above
Disgusting.
regional.
Yankee says, "Hey, a D passes." Yeah.
Don't forget a
D doesn't pass in anything.
D passes.
Yeah.
That's why they say C's get degrees, because that's where you start having a passing grade.
No.
Don't get D's. Do your homework.
Don't get
Yeah,
me.
Yankee, do your homework. Turn off this
You heard
that?
podcast. Do your homework.
You heard that, guys? You guys can't get the D.
Oh no.
I
Get
think
him
we
out of
should
here.
Yeah, seriously.
They should use Greek letters for.
Well, speaking of getting out of here, we probably should get going soon. Anything else you guys want to bring up? Oh my God. I literally look back for like 2 seconds,
Oh.
and Venia does drag down up air into nothing,
That's
and
not
Mega Man
special.
dies.
That's not special. He does this every week.
That is.
I'm not.
that's-
I'm not
No, he
impressed.
did drag
No,
down
King
up air
Arthur,
into
no,
nothing,
that's
and he got dragged down off the stage. And
I'm
died.
not impressed.
not much impressive. He does it.
No.
But yes, actually, while we were looking back there,
MGW
Mega
does
Man,
that all the time.
a character that, even though macro canceling is now removed from Mega Man, and I believe Yetiana had gotten 13th
I think
or
he got
9th.
13th or 9th or something.
All right, so
Yeah,
Mega
he had a
Man still
very
got
respectable
representation.
placing, and that was in
With
1.1. And then in 2.
Didn't he play mostly Snake?
He did play a lot of Snake. However, someone, I forget who, so I'm sorry about this, but someone had actually done the math for throughout top 32, how often Yeti had used macro canceling with his Leaf Shield. Less than 23%.
What of what? 22% of what?
Of
How much
instances of using Leaf Shield raw as opposed to using it through the macro.
Oh, okay.
There are many more instances of him just using Leaf Shield and just letting it do its thing than using the macro.
He's
so
fine.
this boy is looking fine.
No,
King Arcs and Winter Smiles right now.
the people that
Oh,
play
what
this
am I-
character,
Oh,
you guys,
alright.
y'all are a bunch of nerds.
Damn right they are.
23% usage of leaf. Get out of here.
Who followed him around?
On the note of King
That's-
Arc, I would like to bring
Right?
up that he won the
follows him
Xeno
No, wait.
that was immediately following the 2.0 update. He won with the nerfed character.
No. We're going back to that.
I don't know if he won
23%.
that set, so
We're going back
Nah,
to that.
Venya won.
We're going back to
Oh.
that 23%. Who followed him around? Because he definitely played pools. Not everything was on stream. Who got?
I
the
had
number?
one of his off-stream sets.
You have one.
I
He
did.
definitely played on an off recording setup.
Someone from the Midwest definitely followed him around.
Yeah, Midwest showed up. As far as regions that were at Genesis, I just want to take a shout out to everyone that wasn't from California. Because besides the fact that we had a 12-player squad in Ultimate from Long Island, there was also a ton of representation from Florida.
Yeah, 12.
We did. We actually had a hell of a lot of people from Long Island there.
Let's go Long Island.
That's too many.
That's what I said. There's a lot of us.
We're not supposed to leave.
Yeah, I don't know you guys outside the island.
Michigan was there
Like us.
in like full force.
Who are you?
Florida was everywhere. I spent more time with Florida than I did New Jersey.
Florida's always.
I forgot New
everywhere.
Jersey was there.
I also did, and that's only because Koopa and
Riz.
Riz were there. Shout outs to the boys.
I've been to Philly.
The
Only 6 was there. One guy.
DK's on.
6 was there, and Eon ordered him pizza, and it got there 3 hours later.
I tried to sell. his
Wow. Oh
pizza.
my God.
I tried.
Why would you order pizza in
It
California?
was under my card.
All right, so we're not
Oh.
going to talk about this for a long time, but in short, Oakland sucks.
We know
Oakland
this.
is terrible,
No.
horrible.
Who's opposed to that?
No one.
Who's opposed to it? Well, you see how gracious you can go to McDonald's as of this moment? It's
Sure.
closed
Okay.
in Oakland.
In Oakland,
Okay.
everything closed by like 6 or 7.
Yeah, if you leave.
6 or 7?
No, dude, I went to Philly once. Philadelphia. That's within tri-state. Like it's within a real realm of real people live
No.
there.
You left New
Economic
York.
tri-state,
I went
you're
to
out.
I went to a Subway at 8:00. They were closed.
You left New York. That's how you know.
8:00 in the afternoon. They were closed.
They really.
Hold up.
You know-
What time do you live on that you say 8 o'clock in the afternoon?
That's definitely FaceTime.
It is after the noon.
That's definitely FaceTime. He wakes up at 3. That's
like-
OD FaceTime.
I learned why Wawa was a big deal.
Because it's always open.
Overhyped.
Yeah, it's overhyped.
Overhyped.
But it's
They're
the
just like-
only,
they
it's
don't
the
know what
only
thing-
thing open past 5.
Yeah, they're just like, wow, it's open past 6:00 in the afternoon.
That's
Listen,
that's like the end of it.
When
Right.
your Wendy's closes at 3 p.m.,
No
once kids
way.
get out of school,
Oakland has issues. Oakland has a lot of issues, but the food issue is definitely one that needs to be addressed.
I feel like that's.
Why is the bagel
a
if
shop-
very-
Genesis 7 is
if
in
that is
Oakland,
your issue with
California,
why is the
Oakland, that
bagel
a
shop
very-
closed on
being
Mondays?
able to eat.
That is a
So,
privileged issue.
I had-
That is a very.
I had soda for the first time in 3 years
Oh, man.
this weekend, and I had more soda
Frank.
this weekend than I think I've had in the past 5 years.
Frank,
What?
the bagel place was closed. What on a
It's,
Monday?
it's closed on Mondays.
Why?
I don't
Why?
know.
My deli's closed on Monday. It's their day off.
The bagel place across the street,
Yeah.
closed. Only Mondays.
I mean, that's not weird.
That's
Delis
weird.
do that.
On Monday?
All I
Yeah.
know is that if
And
Genesis
and
7 is
Thursdays.
taking place in Oakland,
2
California,
days?
I'm either preparing
What?
a picnic
It's not a
basket or
normal
I'm not
deli.
going.
Normal deli would be closed on Sunday, no?
No,
And a Jewish deli would be closed on Saturday.
true. They're Italians.
Italians would be closed on Sunday.
They're closed on Monday.
Monday ain't nothing.
I'm telling,
Monday's just a
telling
work
you
day.
what I know is true. They're closed on Monday. I know this because
Listen,
I went on Monday.
The
to
point
get a-
is that everything was closed at respectable hours in Oakland, and it was just not fun. I had more Domino's than anything else this weekend.
Oh,
That was the
Domino's
only
for
thing
breakfast.
that closed at 2.
Does it taste the same thing as our Domino's?
It does. Thankfully, it is just far enough from pizza that you don't have to worry about it having a regional conflict, but close enough in construction to pizza that you still got the same idea.
Yangry says no Italian delis closed on Monday.
I'm
Yangry said it, so. And you know it's true because he passed his algebra with a D.
Do your homework!
You know,
I'll bring you to my deli.
What is this,
It's
Trevor?
closed on Monday. I'm
Cooked.
curious.
Trevor, what
they
is
closed
this?
on you.
Korean barbecue?
There was no KBBQ in Oakland.
I don't understand Smash's obsession with KBBQ.
You know what's crazy?
Don't you have to cook your own food?
Going,
Yeah,
going,
right.
go. All
I
right.
Bring
hate
it-
that. I hate that.
What-
Going with Smashers out for KBBQ is worth it for the experience of watching 90% of your table have no clue how to use chopsticks and that
Use
they're
a
not
fork.
supposed to eat raw meat.
Dude,
It's worth it just for the comedy act.
I can't. It's too. There's some things that are so cringe they're funny. That's just like.
You can use a fork.
It's
No.
too
You
much.
You can use a
No,
fork.
it's too much. It wraps it back around.
The only people making fun of you are the restaurant staff and people who are adept at using chopsticks. That's fine.
You should go with
When
me.
you're not,
I ordered vegetarian.
when you don't know when the meat is cooked,
Damn it.
that's when you need to be stopped.
Oh my god.
I ordered vegetarian and I watched them get confused.
Trav, the screen's ripped.
Please give facts back. Give facts, thank you.
It's
So
actually
yes,
crazy.
the food situation in Oakland was almost as bad as the streets of Oakland
I thought you were gonna
themselves.
say something else.
So that's a privileged problem. to
The
have
water
with
was
Oakland.
not empty. There's still water. Look.
He put it back in there. It was definitely empty.
it's still right there.
It's got a little
I've
faucet
just been
below the
sipping.
table.
yeah. I fill it up every once
It
in a while.
actually comes
while
out.
you're not
with-
looking.
It was seltzer. It's very strange.
You know those like. Those,
It's a
like,
soda stream,
Yeah,
but
the soda
without
streams,
without
those things are
syrup.
cool. They are cool.
You also need a lot of ice.
I think Trevor's prepping the next important image. This is definitely
That was
I gotta go. I actually do want to go home.
a nice 300 by 300 image, Trevor.
That's where we gotta go. We gotta go into JPEGville. Well, it's not my job to do it.
Any,
So.
any last thoughts on this event for realsies before we call it here?
Peach and Pichu are sick. I want more people to play them. Zachary used the gun. Was definitely nice to see him in America.
Wolf's better than Peach.
Don't spend all your money on the Smash Summit.
Yes.
Be above it.
We got the buzz in there.
The
already,
buzz
so
is in.
Yeah,
If we get Eric,
We
in
won.
there, or
Eric doesn't want it.
Eric doesn't want to.
Why not?
Anti.
He wants to get good.
Anti can't
How's he gonna get good if he doesn't
Anti
get
can't
play?
qualify because Anti got ass out of 2100.
What?
Oh, he is eligible. Oh, that means that he didn't get an ass result at one
Well, I'm
tournament.
definitely
If
not
only the
paying for it.
community here on Long Island wanted to like support him because he came to locals.
Well, we'll work on that.
He's
I know
at
he went
Xeno.
to Xeno tonight.
I'm not paying
Oh,
for
did he?
anyone.
Cool, cool.
Yeah, proud of him.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Once New England figures out who they want to champion, we'll probably champion them.
They're gonna pick light.
I'm not
They
paying
should.
for anyone.
They should be picking Light.
Maybe
not.
they could sponsor both. They did it before.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Definitely.
All right,
not
let's wrap
trying
this
to
up.
do that.
Thanks
Yo,
for tuning
Mango
in,
Nation.
guys. Yeah.
Mango Nation.
All right, that's it for us. If you guys want to follow these guys, their Twitter handles are down below.
Don't follow them.
Give the Super Smash Show a follow on Twitter as well, or you can give AON Gaming NY a follow on Twitter. That would help us out a lot. And if you like what you saw, give us a follow. Give us a Twitch Prime sub if you have one available. Those help us out a ton.
Wait, what?
Thanks again, guys. We'll see you next week. Take it.
Don't follow him, man.
Follow me. Yo.
I don't deserve
the
this.